Hey guys, it's Matt VA, or Matthew Valle. Shoot, I don't even know how to do a proper intro. Hey guys, Matt here. This is gonna be my most brutally honest video about being a photographer. Not saying that this video has any real cons to it, as you would see in most brutally honest videos, but this is my story of being a photographer. And if you guys could please leave a thumbs up, like whatever the case may be, subscribe, and follow my Instagram to see what photos I have taken throughout the years. Please do that. So being a photographer has taken me a lot of patience and learning. This is my Canon T7, first and only camera that I've used. I would like to get another one, but they're pretty darn expensive. And 1K to 2K really does not grow on trees. So we're gonna save. Hopefully this video gets enough to where I can actually get a new camera. Not expecting any money from YouTube. I'm not even that big of a channel yet. Anyways, since photography is a huge learning curve, it's not to say that it's actually the hardest nor easiest thing to learn. It just takes some experience and a lot of time and effort. That being said, I actually had no idea what I was doing with this camera. I didn't know the controls. I knew nothing about camera settings, first off. The only time I really got to learn about camera and their settings is through college. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go to college to learn a camera or how to use a camera, but it does take a lot of account into the experience of it all. I was in college when I first learned to use a camera. It started off with aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and now these terminologies may seem complicated to you, but I would like to think of it as a triangle that ties in one to another, you know, and once you get to understand those three variables, you're on your way to becoming a better photographer. Now, I've taken hundreds of photos throughout the 2 to 3 year lifespan of me being a photographer, and let me just say, you will have no idea what photos you think of taking of, but it all just comes when you're taking random photos. I kid you not. The reason I got a camera was because I, for myself, wanted to start modeling. I would take pictures of myself, and honestly really did enjoy it. It not only fulfilled my self-esteem, but it also helped me gain experience of being a better photographer. Now, being a better photographer does mean taking hundreds of photos, both good and bad. You can't take the perfect shot every single time. I definitely struggled with trying to take the perfect shot every single time. And it just comes with a lot of trial and error. When you look back at photos, you really do see the things you like and the things you dislike. Maybe you would have done the lighting different, maybe the angle was off. It really just does come down to experience. What I learned about photography is that you do have to use your environment to your advantage, really. I do love a lot of street photography. However, I am not living in the city. I live in the urban areas, so a lot of my photos are pretty local. You just don't realize it because of the situation and how I use my environment to my advantage. That takes into account into the buildings, lighting, maybe some decoration of some sort, and it all comes down to really what you can think of that you can use to your advantage. Now, yes, there are some strengths, pros, cons, weaknesses all to photography, but it's all based on how you take your photos, the photos you take, and obviously your skills and experience. Now, with the type of camera you guys are thinking of buying, I do recommend starter cameras, and to even get into that, I do recommend you guys actually doing research with your cameras, just so you have a budget, you understand what type of camera you have, you understand how you're going to use the camera, and just how you're going to take photos from there on out, because I kid you not, I wouldn't buy a high-end camera with all these advanced settings and image stabilization, but with all the advanced settings, you're not going to understand a whole lot about the camera you're using, and it's probably going to take a lot more learning than if you had a starter camera. Now, the Canon T7 is both a starter camera. It all just depends on how you're able to use the camera. You will understand your limitations when you first take photos. Now, for me, the limitation, I actually don't think I've reached my limitations yet, because I kind of take the same portraits I model for myself, and it's just all about the photos you guys take. Learning to be a photographer also accounts for the pictures you take, but it also counts for your equipment. Lighting equipment, maybe props, chairs, anything of that nature. And like I said, it just comes down to what you have and what you can use to your advantage. There has been many times when I would be at my set, I'm trying to think of where the heck is my next photo gonna be, and it all comes along with planning how you're gonna take your photos. I guess the only cons about photography is if you really can stay consistent with it, because I've gone weeks without taking photos, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, let me try this. it really is all about consistency, because every photo you take, you're gonna learn one thing you like about it, one thing you dislike, one thing you would change, and really everything is just with experience. Anyway guys, that's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, please do feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. I will answer as soon as possible. 9 times out of 10 I'm on my PC reading your comments as we speak. Anyways, if there are any other camera videos you guys would like me to go into, I would gladly be able to do that. Please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Stay safe.